Hello, my name is Dom and I help people step into their truth and power. What I'm going to be sharing in this video is about letting go and not trying to control things or make things happen a certain way. Because I've got news for you. When you are trying to control things and you're trying to make things happen a certain way, you are actually enslaving yourself. And it is totally impossible to experience true freedom when you're feeling enslaved. So I have some good news that will bring some relief to you. Ready? It's not your job to control how things happen. Your job is to understand what you want and what you are going to embrace and what you are going to let go of, so that you can then allow yourself to move from your current reality to your desired reality. Now, I know there are some people that say you can sit there and manifest out of thin air anything you want, doing nothing. But I personally don't believe that, and here is why. I believe we are in a relationship with everything, and we are in a relationship with that which is greater than us too. So whatever you happen to call that belief system you are following, whether it's God or Jesus or the universe or nature, personally, it doesn't matter to me what you refer to it as. I know what it is for me, so you just need to know what it is for you and realize that we're in relationship with this that is greater than us. And like all relationships, a relationship is a partnership. And if we sit back and do all the taking, we're going to begin finding ourselves in that relationship, sitting around and waiting for things to happen for a really long time. And this often happens to us. Our hearts desire to experience something, and we put our intention out through prayer and meditation and affirmations and journaling, but then nothing happens. Often it's because we're not doing our part in the relationship. If we want a new job, are we improving our skill set? Are we getting the education we need? Are we actually in action, taking the steps toward where we're being divinely led? Because if we're sitting in our fear, we can sit, and momentum will not occur until we begin taking action and doing our part. We're in a relationship. We're in a partnership. But that which is greater is guiding us step by step through that journey. I believe that part of our role and our part of the process of this relationship is that we've got to do our own inner work. And realizing that as we let go of things that aren't us, and as we let go of the attachment, and by the way, our attachments lead to our suffering. The things we are attached to lead to our suffering. They make our life so much harder. But when we learn how to let go, when we practice what I call the art of allowing, blessings begin to flow in more easily, and life seemingly becomes magical. This is because we're allowing divine energy to flow through into our experience. When we do what we love for a living, when we have a passion for it, we're allowing the divine energy to flow through us. This divine energy runs through every single one of us. And when you are passionate about what you are doing, you'll notice that things manifest much more easily. It's as if God and the universe are just waiting to give these things to you because you've stepped up and you've said yes in holding up your end of the relationship. So maybe you're waiting for the person of your dreams, but are you doing the work on yourself to receive that most ideal person into your life? Because if you're not doing anything, you're not upholding your part of the relationship. That person will not be attracted or even divinely delivered to you. And you'll find yourself trying to yet again control how you're going to get into another less than ideal relationship. I can tell you from firsthand experience that when you do what you do to take care of you first, and you follow where your heart is leading you to go in terms of what you would love to do for a living each day, you are taking steps in meeting the divine halfway in your relationship with it. But the key is to become aware of what your job in this relationship actually is and what it isn't. And I promise you, When you are living in the divine state and you begin experiencing the ease and flow of it, you're going to know when you've experienced it, because there is no mistaking it. When you're in what I call your personal zone of genius, it's like there is no time, and you're just very present in that moment with what you're focused in doing. It's as if the divine energy is being channeled through who you are and fibered into the passion of what you are doing. You were made to be doing what you are doing. You're creating something positive and powerful and something that has an impact on people's lives. This can only happen when you let go and allow the divine energy to flow through you. And in doing so, the blessings and the gifts flow through as well. And so I'm doing these videos because I have a passion for equipping people to discover their inner truth and power. There is no greater juice that I get to drink than to see someone who has been struggling, trying to break through in some particular area of their life. In some cases, they've been struggling their whole entire life. That moment, it's like having an awakening. When I first went through my awakening, I was like, holy crap. When I started learning all of this information about how this really works, what happened is I was like, why doesn't everyone want to learn this? Why does everyone want to continue in their struggle? So I said to myself, you know how reality works. Short of a handful of people, nobody really wanted to learn this stuff with me. So back in 2011 is when I began doing my own inner work, which ultimately led to where I am today, making these videos and coaching people on breaking through their plateaus and fears. And in doing this work, I've made connections from all around the world. And what I've realized is that we are all attached to thinking we need to control things. We want to control the outcome. But when we do this, we are remaining very rigid and we're in a low vibe frequency, and we actually are making it much harder for ourselves. So you have to let go of your ego. You have to let go of your plan and choose to be aligned with the spirit within you and where it's leading you. So I'm going to give you a new way of looking at this. And this is known as the scale of consciousness from the book, Power vs. Force. And I've shared this before on videos. And when you learn this and are aware of this and apply this, it will begin to change your entire life. So at the bottom of the scale, we have fear, and then anger and courage, forgiveness, neutrality. This is where we just witness ourselves. There is no emotion or energy associated with this. Compassion, willpower, peace, love, all the way up into enlightenment. And so this is the scale of consciousness, and everything resonates at a different frequency. You'll notice that the lower frequencies are down at the bottom of the triangle, and the higher frequencies are at the higher end of the triangle. Now, the key to being in a higher frequency is choosing to let go of the low frequency stuff. So when we're in the low frequency stuff, we are in our ego and we're trying to control and manipulate a particular outcome. Our egos are very rooted in fear and scarcity and anger and courage and pride. It all lives down here. But as you begin to let go of control and trust the process, you'll begin to move up the scale, and the ego becomes less and less until it's not present at all. When you get up here in enlightenment, there is no ego at all. So as you are doing what you're passionate about, you're doing it first because you love serving in that way. You're not doing it to gain anything for yourself. You're not doing it for money or to earn a living or to gain fame or fortune or status. The intention is whole and pure from the heart, wanting to serve and impact. We're in the love of what we're doing. And you'll notice love is the gateway to enlightenment. And so spirit is able to then easily flow through us and deliver the gifts and the blessings to us with ease. There is no need to control any outcome when we're up here. The outcome just seemingly happens and occurs for us when we show up in action, doing what we love on purpose, in purpose, to what we feel passionate about. But the moment we begin to take control, we fall out of this love, this ease, and this flow. And it feels harder to accomplish things and to stay in love for what we're doing. Maybe you've experienced this. I know I have. When we're not listening to that inner spirit for direction, but we're trying to control our plan and our outcome, this is how you know you are in ego. You are in ego there, and there is a fear present. We fell out of trust. When we're up here, we are in trust. When we're down here, we're not in trust of where our spirit is leading us. And we fell out of trust because maybe we have a fear of failure. Fear. Maybe we fear not being good enough. Maybe we fear rejection or what other people might think. These are usually the top 3 things that ego really latches itself onto. So as we raise our frequency and we become less of our ego, we become more in the spirit. That spirit is within us. And this is where you really tap into the real inner power and truth of who you are. So when you're in that higher frequency, it's like you are in a channeled spiritual state, is the best way I know how to put it. The information that comes through, the talent that comes through, the messages that need to be heard that come through, it comes through in our voice and what we are saying. It comes through in our hands. It comes through what we are creating, and it comes through in what we are doing, because you are embodying the action of it. You are in full trust of it and embodying that divine spirit within you. And so when you have more of that spiritual energy running through you, your reality feels magical. When I first started doing this work, I was all in my head. How am I going to do this? What if I'm not good enough? What are people going to think? But when I trusted the process that God and the Spirit was leading me through, and I showed up present to the moment for my clients, powerful, amazing breakthroughs began occurring for them. But when I showed up worried about how I'm going to say something or how I'm going to do something, or I'm trying to control an outcome, it never ever went very well for me. And it wasn't enjoyable. Everything felt harder, and it was because I'm in my ego. My focus is all on me and trying to control the outcome and not on the other person or group of people I'm wanting to serve from my heart. We can't be in our heart space and in our head space at the same time. We have to choose. We can control it by choice. And so when I showed up from that place of my heart where I am focused only on serving another, wanting to powerfully serve and help equip others to do things that they are struggling to do by themselves, it's no longer about me. I'm not in my ego, and it's all about the other person I'm serving. And in that space, I'm meeting God halfway in my relationship. And so the Spirit can then take over and use me and flow through me in a very powerful way, because I'm getting out of my own way. I believe God upholds a collective consciousness that every single one of us are in. We are all connected through energetic cords that connect us to all living things on the planet and in the universe in different kinds of ways. This includes our pets and all of the different aspects of nature as well. So as humans, we're all one, and when we show up with a positive intention of adding value into the world by living our purpose, I'll tell you right now that your purpose in life is going to greatly add value to other people's lives, even if it's indirect. You know, I have a good friend, her name is Donna Masterson, and she is a professional clown and coach. And nothing lights her up more than being a clown and seeing the joy coming not just from clients' hearts, but child's hearts. She's now serving in her purpose in a really powerful way in her community out in Colorado by bringing kids through her new program to boost their self-esteem and confidence, because they don't teach this stuff in schools. And when she shows up in her clown outfit, you can tell she just loves what she is doing. Her heart is pouring out, and she receives great joy from it. She is in this high frequency, living in her purpose on purpose, in love, and just in the joy of serving in that way. She's not doing it for the money first. She's not doing it for the fame first. She's doing it for the love. It is a really magnetic energy. And when you're in what I call that zone of genius, people become attracted to you. They want to be around you. And that is happening because you are full of trust of the outcome, allowing the Spirit just to run through you. It's very magnetic. There is no doubt about how it will happen. You're just present doing what you love. I mean, can you imagine Donna showing up in her clown outfit all nervous about what the kids might think, right? It's not going to work. It's not going to go over. She just shows up present and ready to serve powerfully. But this is the way it works. And when you have an intention of never stopping being in your passion and doing what you love and doing it in a way that adds value to others, you are creating a win-win situation. You're putting good out into the world. And then God in the universe comes in and it rewards you. It rewards you for it in a way that sometimes even really surprises you. Because as you know, God doesn't give you what you want. He gives you what you need. And it's often the exact thing at the exact time that comes through. And this is where the magic is. As you will literally manifest for yourself something you couldn't have possibly created on your own. Synchronicity kicks in. People and new opportunities show up in your life in a way that you could have never anticipated. I went through this a few years ago after I lost my job of 18 years without receiving severance. I wanted to do this kind of work for a living, but was still learning how. And I needed to trust the process of where I was being led one step at a time. My ego, though, put the brakes on that initially. Right? It wanted to know the whole plan before allowing me to take any steps. But once I released that, once I let go, and I stopped needing to control everything and got out of my own way, by trusting the process one step at a time, momentum started kicking in. This is true across all aspects of my life. It's been true for my career. It's been true for my health. It's been true for my relationship with money. It's been true in my relationships for love and anything that you are in relationship with at all. It's true, and it's true for you as well. Over the past 6 months, I've been wanting to create a new online community because the one I have right now, it's extremely limiting in what I'm able to do. My ego has been pushing me all year this year in 2021 to create a new one. But I felt a resistance from within to say, not yet. You'll know when. I recently took an online class and I absolutely loved how they have their online community set up with their online instruction and all of that. And so I felt led to inquire about it and trial it. I loved what I was experiencing. And then when I saw how much it would cost, I was like, this is a joke. I can't afford that. But then I said, hold on a minute. Do I really believe that I can't afford it? What if I said I can, and I begin putting some attention and intention and energy into bringing it into life? Well, here I am, just a few months later. A situation played out that was seemingly dropped on my lap, giving me the financial ability to move forward with it. And so I'm getting really excited because I plan to launch this and invite you to come and join me in that new community that will allow you to engage with me a whole lot more. And I can engage with you in a newsfeed, but also in unique online groups and online courses that will be offered there. And I even plan to host an in-person live event, which is a complete unknown for me because I've never done one before. But I'm stepping into that unknown because that is where the magic will happen. It happens when we take a step forward with some courage and some trust in spite of the fears. But what if I held on to the I can't afford it mentality? I never would have received the ability to move forward in this. I continued keeping the opportunity open, and I proceeded as if it was going to happen. And even now, I don't have a feigning clue how I'm going to do a live event. But what I do know is that it's something that I will be doing. But first things first, one step at a time. And so when you meet God halfway in the relationship by saying yes to where your spirit is leading you, He always meets you halfway. He will show up, not on your timetable though, but at the perfect time for you. So this requires some patience as well. So we've got to be really careful about the stories we tell ourselves. We've got to make the choice to be in alignment with the Spirit and let go of any attachments we have. Maybe you believe it's hard to make money. Well, guess what? You're not supposed to be making money. In fact, it's actually illegal to be making money. What you actually want to do is to accumulate money, to attract money to you. But in order to do that, you must serve another person first. Not by controlling them or convincing them or manipulating them to give you money for what you want to sell them, but because they want to give it to you, because they see the value in what you're providing to them and to the world. We all want to experience freedom. But here's the paradox. We'll never feel real freedom when we're having a need to control everything. We'll never feel real freedom when we're having a need to control everything. Because by needing to control everything, we are actually enslaving ourselves. And it's impossible to experience freedom when we're experiencing feeling enslaved. That's down here. So when we show up in trust, doing our own inner work and in service of others first, doing what we love, the money part will take care of itself. And the same is true for love as well. When we do our own inner work and show up in trust, the love part will take care of itself as well too. And this is when you begin to experience real freedom and things begin to feel magical. And so I'm curious, what are you taking away from this video today? What do you think you need to do to experience more freedom in your life? What do you think you need to let go of? Share it in the comments below because I want to be able to continue to support you as you move forward in your journey. And if you found value in this video today, I invite you to pay it forward. Pay it forward by sharing this video online with your friends and family. And lastly, if you're struggling or stressed in some aspect of your life and you can't break past this, I invite you to reach out to me. If you would like to speak with me about how to break through that stress and struggle in your particular situation, this is right in my wheelhouse, and so I invite you to connect with me by clicking on the Speak with Dom link below in the description box and comments. And so I want to thank you for joining me today, and until I connect with you again for my next video, stay well, stay healthy, and stay empowered.